welcome to Full Out Flying Solo. I feel like camp has been coming up a lot. Well, one, my daughter's been talking about sleepovers a lot, and then people have been going to camp, and I'm like, oh gosh, camp. I never really went to camp except for cheerleading camp, and that's not. I mean, I guess that is camp. It's just so intense. You leave camp and you're destroyed. Your body, muscles, and body are destroyed. But I didn't go to a fun camp, I feel like my parents were divorced, so I spent all my summers in South America. I lived in Texas, but my dad lived in South America, so I had to go to Venezuela in the summer to live with my dad and whoever he was married to or dating at that point. You don't listen to this, right, Dad? But I did go to summer camp one time as an adult, and because I went, I was in this acting class in Los Angeles, and I remember I had just gone through a breakup, and I went to the bathroom of this acting class. And I was so vulnerable from this breakup because this guy kept breaking up with me over and over and over again. And it was like that guy, that breakup where I was like, oh. And I was gonna cry. I remember thinking, no, save it for the scene. Save it for the scene. I was just that's so embarrassing. And I'm in the bathroom, about to burst into tears. And I'm washing my hands. And this girl comes up to me who's in my class in the bathroom while I'm washing my hands. And she's like, hey, I'm Jen. And I'd seen her before a couple times, but I'd never met her. And we started to talk and bond over the fact that she loved Disney shows. And I had acted in a lot of Disney shows at that point. And it was rare that I got an adult fan from Disney shows, somebody of my own age. I had a lot of kid fans. And so it was so funny. And she's like, I love Disney shows, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm not going to be in class for a while because, oh no, what she told me is she's like, I run a summer camp. I'm a summer camp director for this camp that I started with my sister in Maine, in Portland, Maine. And she's like, but every year we do something called the Teen Tour for kids who go to this camp because it was a performing arts summer camp in Maine. She's like, kids who have been coming to the camp for a long time, if they're teenagers, they can come to LA for a week and we do something called a teen tour and we rent a house and all the girls come to the house and I bring in guest speakers. And she's like, will you be a guest speaker and talk about Disney shows to all the girls who are coming in for the teen tour? And I was like, I didn't know playing the voice of a flying hamster qualified me as a Disney expert, but sure, I'll come do that. And I went to this house, and it was in Toluca Lake, and Toluca Lake is really beautiful. It's a really nice neighborhood that they rented. And I remember thinking, I thought it was Jen's house, and I was like, whoa, your house is beautiful. She's like, oh no, we just rent this house. But in my mind, that's who she was somebody who lived in that house in Toluca Lake. And I talked to these girls, and it was so fun. They were so cute. I remember my sister Bailey was with me, and I also was still super sad about this breakup. And I was on hold for a job for that show Shake It Up that I think I talked about on here. That's how old I was when I did Shake It Up, that I was... Yeah, I was way too old to be playing 14. I was being a guest speaker. I was on hold for this job, and I was just in such a weird place because I kept getting broken up with, and being on hold for a job feels like you're in such limbo. You're like, did I get it? Did I not get it? And I was tortured by this one show. And I went and talked to these girls, and I met Jen and her sister Jess, and they were just so cool. And then Jen told me, she's like, yeah, we're going to camp next week or something in Maine. It starts. And all my friends who are actors who live in LA or directors or writers, they come out and they volunteer at the summer camp. And she was like, if you ever want to come be a volunteer at camp, we'd love to have you. And I was like, oh, thanks so much. Yeah, that sounds so fun. And I'm like, she's probably just saying this to be nice. I don't know this girl at all. And I went home and I was like, could not stop thinking about this summer camp. I was like, I think I need to go to this summer camp. And the only thing I knew about Maine was like recycling my mom's LL Bean catalog when I was a kid, because like I'd never been to Maine. I'd never been to a camp like this. And I was like, I think I need to go to this camp. So the next day I like texted Jen. I was like, hey, would it be weird if I actually came to camp? And she was like, no, not at all. You should come. And now we're very good friends. And she was like, me and my sister was like, wait, is she crazy though? Like, is this girl crazy? And Jen was like, I don't think so. And they were both like, I don't think she's crazy. But it was kind of crazy of me to just like go to this camp. I just like felt like I needed to. And so I got a plane ticket to go to Maine. And Jen was like, okay, I got in at midnight. And she's like, I'm going to have a car pick you up and drive you to camp. It was like an hour and a half outside of wherever the airport was. And I was like, okay, great. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anybody at this thing. And I just fly to Maine. Whoa. Something in me was like, you just need to go to do this. And I got that show. I think I got that Disney show. I did that Disney show. And then I flew to Maine. That is what happened. Like I worked on that show and then I came because I think I came a little bit later. The camp had already started and I was a little late because I think I did that show. And so I'm driving in this car into Maine, into the woods of Maine, and it's just getting darker and darker and there's like no lights around, nothing around. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is so crazy. I don't know any of these people and I'm just like doing this, but like whatever. And I pull up and she's like, my friend is going to meet you because everybody will be asleep and he's going to walk you to your cabin. And I was like, great. So I pull up into the woods and her friend comes to meet me and it's Chris Lowell, who's now one of my friends too, but I didn't know him at all at that point. But I did watch all of Private Practice. I don't even know if I feel like I've told Chris this since I'd seen all of Private Practice, which Chris was on Private Practice. You may know him from Glow. He's been in like a lot of movies. He's in a lot of things. If you saw him, you'd be like, oh, that guy. So I get out at like 1 a.m. or something, and Chris Lowell is standing there to like take my bags. And it just was a moment where I was like, wait, what is happening right now? And he's the nicest guy. Marco actually was very good friends with Chris's wife in college. They were like best friends in college. So we knew them like separately, my husband and I, whatever. Anyways, we really like them. So Chris takes me to my cabin where 3 other like adult women are sleeping in the cabin, asleep because they're all volunteer friends at the camp. And I like tiptoe in and he's like, Jen said that you can just sleep in the morning and then like you're teaching this like dance class. I was teaching the dance that I had learned on Shake It Up to the kids at the camp. That's what I was there to do. And so she's like, you're teaching the class. It's like, he told me where it was and it was at like noon or something. And I was like, okay, great. But I was still in LA time and it was East Coast time. And he's like, sleep in. He was so nice. I remember him being like, do you need any blankets? Are you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, what am I doing here? I'm like, there's like a bunch of sleeping women. I'm like sleeping in a bed in a cabin, but it was like so cool though. It looks like every cabin you've ever seen in a summer camp movie. And like, I loved It Takes Two, that Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie when I was a kid. So I was like, it feels like I'm doing that. And so I wake up in the morning, everyone in my cabin is gone, and I am like a little bit freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing here? I have to like go meet a bunch of people. I'm now like in the woods in Maine and like really doing summer camp. And I was doing that at the time. I was doing this Oprah Deepak meditation challenge. It was like a 30-day meditation challenge. They used to do a bunch of them. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I was on like day like 23 or something. And I was like, I got to do my meditation challenge, but there was no Wi-Fi. So I couldn't get my thing to work. And I was like, how am I supposed to meditate with no Wi-Fi? So like, I'm like stressing out. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm just not going to meditate because I don't have Wi-Fi. And I was like, I'm going to go on a jog because I go on a jog every morning. And so I run out of the camp, like down the path out of the camp. I still have not said hi to anybody except Crystal. I run out of the camp and it's in like a kind of a woodsy neighborhood where there's a few houses scattered throughout the camp, not the camp, scattered throughout the woods surrounding the camp. And I'm on a jog and I see this house that has this big black, I thought it was like a poodle statue in front. And I'm running, and all of a sudden, this big black poodle statue starts running towards me because it's a real poodle, and it is barking like crazy. And at this point, I don't have a dog. I'm scared of dogs. I used to be really scared of dogs until I got my own dog. And I was like, oh my God, this dog is like running towards me. And it ran, like barking like crazy, circling me, and then it bit my ass, broke the skin. I am screaming in the middle of the woods. Nobody really even knows I'm here. And like, I haven't said hi to anybody. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die by poodle attack in the woods in Maine. And nobody's going to know this happened to me. And I thought it was going to bite me again. And like, luckily it finally just like, I'm like screaming as if I'm in the Hunger Games. Like I didn't know I could scream like that. And nobody's coming because there's nobody around. And finally the dog just like walked away. And I like kind of like walked and then started to run. And I remember I called my sister and I was like, hey, I'm in the woods in Maine. I just got bit by a dog. I'm going to finish my jog because I'm psychotic. I'm like bleeding from my butt. But I was like, I'm just going to finish my run really quick and then go back to this camp. So I finished running, go to camp, like try and like clean up my butt. And I have like puncture holes in my butt from this dog. And I hobble, I'm like limping now because it's starting to hurt really bad. And I hobble over to this like hall where I'm meeting all these girls to teach them this dance. And I like say hi to Jen and I'm like, I cannot go up. They already are like on the fence if I'm crazy or not. I cannot walk in and be like, hey, I just got bit on the ass by a dog. They're going to be like, why did we invite this girl to camp? So I teach the dance with like a slight limp. And then after I teach the dance, I'm like, hey, Jen, I did get bit by a dog this morning. And she was like, what? And she's like, you need to go to the nurse. You need to get checked out for rabies and all this stuff. So the nurse's name was Nurse Sunshine. She checked my ass to make sure I didn't have rabies. And I was walking back from the nurse's station to the lunch area and I had to walk through this huge field. And I remember like having this moment of like, what am I doing here? This is so crazy. And then I just hear this voice behind me being like, hey, I turn around. It's this girl, Courtney, who's now one of my dearest friends. She actually introduced me and my husband to each other. And she's like, it was so nice to me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And we just instantly bonded and like started talking nonstop. And I met like all of these people at this camp, became my actual best friends in life now. And I think I went back 3 years in a row and then Jen stopped doing it because she sold a TV show and she got really successful. So she had to stop the camp. But it was so fun and like I don't know why I went. Something just told me I needed to go. I got attacked by this dog, but I still went. And then the next year I went back. Turns out the lady who owned the horses on the camp, that was her dog. And it had already bit 3 other people. And she did not have it like tied up or anything. It was just out. And she lived right next to a summer camp with children. And the next year I go back to the camp and I'm like, okay, I'm going on a run. And I was so traumatized by this dog thing. And I was like, I can do it. I'm running out the street and the horse lady is driving towards me in a golf cart with a poodle, a black poodle. And she starts screaming at me. And she's like, this is a different dog. I had to kill my dog because of you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? Like, and so that was also terrifying. And I think she sadly had to put her dog down because I didn't like do a complaint or anything, but I think if you live next to a summer camp and your dog's bit 4 people at this point, like you gotta tie your dog up, right, Molly? I feel like you're a dog person.
No, you have to at least restrain your dog.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't even doing that, then I think you get a certain number of warnings until you have to put the dog down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I did was go to the nurse, and but I was really, really scared of dogs after that. But I really liked summer camp, and I met a lot of friends. Okay, Molly's going to read some full out stories with us that you guys sent in. Thank you guys so much for sending these in. Okay, here's Molly, our producer, to read some full out stories.
Hello.
With
Okay.
us.
You guys are writing in more and more, which is so exciting.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Keep doing it. This first one is from Hannah. Hi, I did competitive cheer in middle school, and here's a throwback story for you from that time. I was obsessed with cheer bows, as we all were, but I was always looking to make money. I used my chore money to buy bow supplies, then started a whole business. I enslaved my
her what money?
chore money.
Oh, chore money.
Yeah, chore money to buy bow supplies, then started a whole business. I enslaved my mom and sister and probably made over 100 bows before I got tired of it. I then forced my whole team to wear the bows I made.
Whoa.
Wow, an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I weirdly never thought to make bows. That is so genius.
Yeah, our across the street neighbor in Hanford, California had a bow and t-shirt business.
No way.
Yeah.
I was really good at tying a bow. Like, because the ones we wore to practice, we would just tie in our hair. We wouldn't wear the already made ones, except for competitions, at least back in my day.
Yeah.
We would tie them in. But I could tie a bow really well.
Nice.
And now I'll tie things on my daughter's. Like, she has a dress that has a little bow that you have to tie. And I'm really good at tying it, but it's become a problem because if it comes untied at school, she needs people to tie it the way that I tied it. And her teachers are like, it's fine. And she's like, no, it's not. And so I think I passed on my OCD about tying bows to her, and she doesn't know how to tie it. But wow, that's so smart. I almost want to start a bow company. It's better than I feel like everyone does. I had a bracelet making company.
Yeah.
In
same here.
first
I had a
grade.
bracelet making company too, and all my relatives would buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take it to school?
No, I sold them on eBay.
Whoa.
Because I was obsessed with eBay.
You're
but I would
also
start the bid at
a younger generation.
Yeah, but I would start the bidding at I'd tell my dad to start it at $100. I wanted luxury bracelets. And so
what were you putting on the bracelet?
just beads. And the only customer I had was my Letha, who bought them again and again, which was really sweet. And she kept buying $75 bracelets off of me.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, if you sell them for $75, you really only need to sell one.
Yeah, there you go. At that age, I can buy a lot of Barbies with that. I was also going to say, when we do merch for the podcast, we should do cheer bow merch.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we can make those.
Pull out cheer bows.
You know who could make those really well? My friend Courtney, who set me and my husband up, who I met at summer camp.
There we go.
She is the best crafter I have ever seen. She was at the camp to do set design. I was there to teach one dance, and then the rest of the time we were like, what is Brittany doing here? I did teach a cheer class one time at a performing arts summer camp where I taught them how to stunt, but why? They were doing a musical theater play.
But that's so fun. I want to go work at a musical theater summer camp now. This sounds awesome.
It was so fun. But yeah, Courtney can make us some, Courtney's made me some bows actually, because I got obsessed with wearing a fancy bow in my hair for holiday parties and stuff.
Okay.
And one time I went to my hairdresser, who I've since, the only real dramatic breakup I've ever had in my life was with one of my hairdressers.
Yeah.
And you're
No,
tracks.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard relationship to end. Yeah.
Yeah, because you become very reliant on them. And she was so mean to me one time. And I was there for my appointment, and she had moved to this fancy LA salon, and they were so rude to me. And she was an hour and a half late. And they're like, well, she's not going to have time to do your cut, but she can do your color. And I was like, what? And they're like, it's just how it goes. And then my hairdresser lowered the shade to her room so that she didn't have to look at me or say anything to me. Meanwhile, I'd sent like 50 people to her. I'd been going to her for years.
Yeah.
She was doing someone's hair from The Bachelorette, I think, and she just got like, woo. But anyways, it was right before my wedding.
Yeah.
And I went to 3 other people and they could not do my hair color right.
No.
And I was about to get married and I was like, hair is so weird when you don't feel like yourself.
No, I love my hairdresser, but she just lives too far from me. And so that's what I'm saying. Like I recently had to break up with her and it was a really emotional breakup because now I like can't find somebody who I like to cut my hair. Like this current cut I don't like right now.
But it looks, to me, it looks amazing.
I know, but to
when
me,
it's
I'm
not,
like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't get it right. And I was like, I'm getting married. So I wrote her an apology email.
You apologized to her?
Because I needed to. I know my husband was so mad at me for writing this, but I was like, listen,
Crazy.
I need her to do my hair before the wedding. I need to get in there, see what she uses so I can like take it somewhere else. But I did say something like, there must have been a miscommunication. Like, I would love for you to do my hair again, blah, blah, blah. So I go in. She starts doing my hair again. The second time I'm back, and it's already like, I'm like really sucking it up to be there because I know that she's in the wrong. She puts this bow in my hair, this velvet bow. I'm leaving to go to a holiday party. Oh, sorry. She puts this velvet bow in my hair and it's so cute. And she makes bows and she makes hair things, accessories. And she made me some for my wedding.
Okay.
That I bought that were too expensive. But it was for my wedding and they were like more ornate, whatever.
Okay.
A thin velvet bow. That's all it is. She puts it in my hair. And then she's like, I'm like, oh, I love it. I'll keep it in. I'm going straight to this party. And she's like, okay, I'll just Venmo request you for it. So like, perfect. I thought it was going to be like $30, maybe. This was also 10 years ago or something. I leave and she Venmo requests me $85.
For the little tiny velvet bow.
Yeah.
And it's like also you've been going to her for long enough. She should just give it to you.
It was like $85 and it's in my hair and I'm in my car already and we've already had this like.
Oh my gosh.
So then I just felt like such a dumbass because I had this 85. I still have it. Do you want it?
You can Venmo request me 80. You can because if anybody wants Venmo request me 65 instead. Yeah, we'll slowly sell it off.
Anybody wants, but I feel like a bow making company can make you a lot more money than a bracelet making company.
No, I know this girl was on it. Like clearly, yeah.
But Courtney, my friend Courtney, made me like 20 bows because I sent her all these designer looking ones, and I was like, I cannot spend $200 on a bow.
Yeah.
And she one day brought me over so many bows that she made me, and they're so pretty. Like, they're so good.
I
and
want
so
a Courtney
pretty.
bow,
Yeah,
especially for
bows
holiday
by
parties.
Court. That's what I told her, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. So we have another one. We have one from Josh.
Okay.
I went full out last week when I decided I was finally going to start running. I put on brand new running shoes, hit play on my hype playlist, and took off down the block. 30 seconds in, I tripped over nothing, flew forward like an Olympic long jumper, and skidded into someone's lawn. The homeowners saw the whole thing and asked if I needed help. I said, nope, just warming up, and then proceeded
warming up.
And then proceeded to limp home at 0.5 miles per hour, very full out.
Just warming up.
Just warming up. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
I would have instantly just like started fake stretching and being like, yeah, just stretching it out.
Just warming up. Oh my God. That is incredible. Your improv skills are spot on. If you don't live in LA, you should move here.
Yeah.
I
love that they just started running too. Like they're not a runner. Like
no, and they tripped over nothing.
Yeah. Well, I tripped over nothing one time on a run. In fact, cut my finger. It got so infected that I had to go to the ER to be put on sepsis watch. This happened back in March. Did I not tell you about this?
I feel like I do remember.
I feel like I kind of, because I
didn't know it was from running when you tripped over nothing.
No, I was maybe too embarrassed.
You cut your
like I was running and tripped over nothing. Yeah, no. Yeah, because I'm also not a runner. So Josh, I relate a lot. It's crazy.
So I run and I fall once or twice a year. Like knock on wood, because I feel like every time I talk about it, I fall like within a week from then. So
yeah,
I'm doing this for the podcast.
She's sacrificing it all,
like
folks.
Superstitious about it. I have fallen pretty bad quite a few times. I fell one time, I tripped. The amount of Ring doorbell cameras that I'm on, seen me wiping out is crazy. But I tripped one time, and there was this house that was building. Oh God, they were building a fence with like concrete posts, and I tripped and I fell right, and I hit my chest on this concrete post,
Wow.
and I like cracked my ribs.
Oh my gosh.
And I like refused to go. I didn't think anything. I got the wind knocked out of me in the worst way possible, where I was on the floor being like, and this gardener came up and he like got me a bottle of water out of his car, and he's like, "Are you okay?" He was like, so the way people treat you when you fall is so kind. I'm just like, there is kindness in humanity because I fall a lot, and the people who have come to my rescue are just like so nice. But I did that, and then I didn't go to the doctor because I thought I was fine, but I kept doing Pilates at the time. I was doing Pilates, and I was like, oh my God, my chest hurts so bad. And I finally went and got an x-ray, and they're like, okay, your like sternum, like rib is cracked in 2 places.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, so bad. It was really bad. And then the last story I'll tell is I got surgery on my wrist because this feels very full out.
Okay.
I got surgery on my wrist because after I had my daughter, I got something called like mother's thumb or something, where it's from like picking your kid up, holding them differently, and breastfeeding. And also I felt like my phone was too big for my hand, where I literally could not pick anything up because my wrist and my hand were so messed up. And I'd already had wrist surgery like in the past in cheerleading times because I had broken a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I kept getting a cortisone shot, and they'll only give you 3 cortisone shots before you have to get surgery, because I literally couldn't grasp anything. And when you have a baby and you can't pick anything up, it's like, it was just like, so it hurt. Like I had to like get her out of her crib. Like, I don't know. So I convinced them to give me a 4th cortisone shot. I was like, whatever, just do it. And then finally the doctor was like, I can't give you any more. So I had to get surgery, and they basically like clip something in your wrist. And they're like, I'm so insane that the doctor was like, we can put you under for the surgery, or you can be just like numbed. And I was like, I'll just stay awake for the surgery because I have things to do, and I don't want to be like out of it all day, because I had like a writing deadline at that point. And I was like, I have something I have to turn in.
Stayed awake?
Yeah. So Marco was like, should I take you to the doctor? And I was like, no, I need to be alone, because like while I'm waiting to go in, I need to be writing because I have to finish this thing, and the surgery is like getting in the way of me finishing this thing. So it's like, I don't want you to be there because I don't want to have to talk to you. And so I drove myself to the hospital, and because I was able to stay awake during the surgery, I was able to drive myself home from the hospital. And I stayed awake in the OR with like there were 2 people, the doctor and like the nurse.
And this is like a serious this is crazy.
They put like a curtain up for my arm so I couldn't see my hand. And then I talked to them through the whole surgery. And there was a point where I was like, I'm a little creeped out. But then I was like, don't think about it. He did ask me like, do you want to see? Do you want me to move the curtain? I was like, no, I'm not that hardcore. But then they wrapped it up, and he's like, I'm giving you what we call a Hollywood cast, where it looked like a cast, but it was just soft.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to wear this for I don't know how long. And I decided to take it off earlier than they said I could take it off, because I was like, this thing is bugging me. I need to take this off. Meanwhile, my husband is so mad at me that I'm taking this thing off, that I'm not letting him drive me home from the hospital. And I was on a run the first day I took it off, and I tripped.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Molly's going to throw up.
I'm going to throw up. I'm going to have me some bathroom after this.
I was on the corner if you live in LA, I was on the corner of Franklin and Western at that little curve. It's a very busy little curve at the time when everyone was going to work. And I tripped, and I just like, as a cheerleader, I know don't put your hands down when you fall. I was also like if something happens to this after I got in a fight with Marco about taking my cast off, my fake cast off, this is not going to be good for me. So I like held my hand up and just like, bam, like fell on the sidewalk. So
Recracked a rib. No.
and a homeless person helped me up and helped me gather all my things.
Oh, very nice. Okay, that's insane. Okay, I'm sorry. I think you topped Josh's run story. I
don't think so, because saying just warming up is the best thing. I'm going to start saying that every time I fall.
Warming up.
Just warming up.
Okay, we have one more. So from Blair. Hello, Brittany. I have loved your comedy for years now, and getting a bi-weekly podcast from you is just a dream. So thank you. Anyway, my story of the week is that I have a new situationship that I really, really like. And I did the classic full-out stalk. I found his relatives on Facebook and found out everything about him I possibly could.
Oh my gosh.
Then this week, we were drinking wine, and I was a little tipsy, and I totally slipped. I mentioned a name I should not have known and had to totally play it off. Pretty sure he's on to me, though. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah, she messed up. Because
Yeah.
we've all done it, but I've never messed up before.
You've never messed up?
No, I've done the stalk, but I haven't messed up.
I don't know if I've done the family stalk. That's
Okay.
a deep dive.
I feel like that's super Gen Z to like really find like, because like Gen Z, all of us have Facebook accounts that we don't use. We use them only for stalking relatives of people we date.
Is it your name on it? Or is it?
Yeah, it's my name, but on Facebook, it doesn't tell you who looks at your account.
Oh.
Not like TikTok. TikTok, heads up, TikTok will tell you if someone looks at your account, so you cannot stalk on TikTok.
But how do you find that? Like, where do you find that?
Just
on
in
TikTok?
notifications, it says so-and-so viewed your profile.
Oh.
Yeah, so be careful.
I'm not looking at that, so if you want to stalk me, go for it, because I don't know who's seen my story and who hasn't seen my story unless you message me. That's the only way I know. Wow, that's a big slip up. Okay, I have something really embarrassing to say that I feel like I can say, right?
Okay, yep, safe space.
Okay, this was probably, it's like when Instagram was just starting to be a thing.
Okay.
Maybe a year into Instagram or something. And okay, so this acting thing, this acting company, I don't even remember who it was. Somebody told me came out with this thing where it was like a bot that would comment on other people's posts for you because it was a way to like grow engagement.
Yes.
And so I signed up for it for like a couple months, like 2 months.
Okay.
Because we didn't know that was terrible back then.
Yep.
We just were like, oh, okay, this
We'll
is
try
like how you get
anything.
more acting jobs if you have more followers or whatever. And it was just commenting on people's posts. And kind of like with emojis, you know?
Okay.
I think that's what it was doing, if I can remember correctly. And I had gone on a couple dates with this guy who was a lot younger than me. And I remember being like, he felt a lot younger than me. He was probably like 3 years younger than me. But back then, I feel like 3 years younger was like young.
Yeah.
Like he had like 17 roommates. And I remember I went over to his house for dinner. And he's like, I made my bed because you were coming over. And I was like, I should never see you again. I was like, you're too young if you're telling me you made your bed. And I was like, no. Don't tell girls that you made their bed for them. That's such a turnoff. And also don't tell girls that you're taking them out to dinner because you have a gift card to a fancy restaurant. That's something else that's been told to me that I'm like, you didn't need to say that. But okay, so I had gone on a few dates with him and then I was like, this cannot happen. Then months had passed, maybe a year. And I was like scrolling through Instagram and I think we still followed each other. We followed each other on Instagram and he posted a picture of him and his girlfriend. And I saw that my bot had commented on it with a smiley face with sunglasses on.
Oh.
It's like, no.
And now he's like, she was clearly too old for me if she's using that emoji.
I just remember being like, I'm so mortified. Cancel this thing. How do I cancel this thing?
Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. That's pretty bad.
I also was like, oh my God, how do I, like, it was so embarrassing. So don't use bots, guys.
Yeah, stay away from AI. Stay away from all of the bots that everyone's using these days.
I was like, this is so embarrassing. I'm never going to be able to see this person again in life. And I don't really think I've told anybody about that until now.
Damn, that's pretty bad. I like texted an ex like last week and didn't get a reply back, and I like felt mortified. But I was like, okay, but emoji, that's pretty bad. So that's like, I think I'd be more embarrassed than that. So that makes me feel better.
Yeah, that was super embarrassing. One time, you know, these like weird texts that you accidentally send are so embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah.
One time, Natalie, my friend Natalie, who has been on the podcast, her and I, we had this show that we used to do, this live show called Craigslist Monologues. Did you ever come to? I think you were too young.
I was too young.
I couldn't get in. We did this show where we pulled like real posts from Craigslist that were crazy, like misconnections, all
Love
this
that.
stuff. And we had actors and comics read them as monologues as if they had written them and performed them.
This is great.
And it was so fun. But we were asking one of our friends, this guy that like she kind of knew from high school. I think she went to high school with him. And like I had worked on one TV show with him, but I didn't know him well. And she was like sending him a message, I think on Facebook, because this is how long ago it was and we didn't have his phone number. And she went to just say like, hey, H. Michael, that's his name. He's very funny. And she accidentally sent, hey, baby. She threw her phone across the room. She went, oh, and I was like, what? She's like, I don't know. I accidentally messaged him, hey, baby. I was like, why? And she's like, I don't know. Like, and you couldn't undo it or anything.
Yeah, that's the best update Apple has ever had recently, is that you can unsend messages at least like up to 10 minutes after you send them. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We got some good stories today. Yeah.
It's fine. Thank you guys for writing in. Keep writing in and sending us DMs or however you want to do it. We love hearing your stories, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.